very juvenile conversationalist stuff.
Okay.
So yours should fit right in. Like I said, their orientations for most of their internships are Friday.
Okay.
They start next Monday.
Okay. What does impression management mean?
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
talk about how all companies sort of they had their impression management in the marketing department, right? It's how they portray themselves and how people perceive each company. Right?
Yeah.
And for them to think of themselves as individual companies,
Yeah.
businesses, but your currency is your reputation.
Okay.
Right? So it's kind of
It should fit right in.
Okay.
It should fit right in. I mean, I told them we were going to work a lot on presentation skills in here. You know, they already got up in front of their peers and
Awesome.
gave it. I told.
So I can provide some feedback, so you can actually sit down, you know, when you have a dialogue, and you know how to handle criticism, how to handle feedback, how to handle things that they will encounter, and being, you know, maybe the only woman in the room, or the only, you know, brown or black person, things like that. So,
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
awesome. Looking forward to it.
I'll just have them come down and sit theater style for right now.
Cool.
Is that cool with you?
Yeah, after the chair. Early morning call Wednesday in New York. Then I have lunch in New York, and then I hop on a plane in Miami. Then I have a dinner in Miami, and then that's when the rest of the week starts. So I have a nice little rest period in Chicago. It's good to be home. So we're going to talk about impression management, and the importance of dressing well, the importance of managing your own impression, because you only get one first impression, and so and how that can affect the rest of your summer. Right? These kids are going to be going through their first internships this summer. They're in high school. They are very able, very capable, but a lot of high schools do not teach, you know, what it means to be business formal, what it means to be business casual. You know, how to act in a meeting, right? What is a meeting? You know what I mean? What's a networking event? What does it mean to go for a coffee chat? How do you build support around your personal brand? How do you network within an organization? So hitting on those skills, having the kids actually come up and we, you know, do some role playing, like I'll be your manager, providing you any kind of criticism or some sort of negative feedback, how to take that, right? And then, you know, asking the kids and, you know, seeing what they think is right, and then sort of comparing that to my experience and going from there. So it's kind of what I anticipate, but who knows? It's always fun getting up here, and, you know, especially talking to you know, teenagers and kids. I get to impart some of the things that I've learned onto them, right? And you know, this is the start of their career, and, you know, hopefully I'll see a lot more of them in suits. Right? What I do, I'm a strategist, a business strategist, and an attorney. Okay. So I have several clients. What I do, I help businesses and nonprofits, help them with their strategic direction, right? Or their goal is to grow their business, their goal is to grow their fundraising, their goal is to grow their exposure. Whatever that is, I sort of put a roadmap on that, and work with the individual company management or the founders and help them, okay, what do you think your goals are? Right. What have you been doing in the past, right? Assess them internally, gather data, and go review that, and then come back to them and say, okay, hey, listen, you're a small business, you know, you want to sell yourself in 3 years because you're 55 years old, been doing the same thing for 20 years, you know, making good money, but want to retire. Right. I help you get transaction ready. Okay. You're a nonprofit, you want to grow your base business, you want to grow your the amount of users or members in your organization, the amount of funds you're raising. I help you create a plan to do that. Pretty cool. So, that's
Perfect. Thank you. We have a guest this afternoon for the next hour, we'll say. DK Smith, he's also a tutor. You guys might have been tutored by him on a Saturday. But the goal here is he's going to talk a little bit about impression management, all right? And I'll let him explain that and explain who he is. So welcome up, DK.
Not many. Raise your hands. Okay, so my name is DK Smith. I am from the south side of Chicago, so pretty close to home. I moved back here about a year and some change ago from New York City. I was in New York getting my law degree at NYU Law. Worked on Wall Street for a little bit, about a year and a half. Moved back here to Chicago to become a management consultant. Who knows what a management consultant does? Who knows what it is? No? What I do, I go around the world helping businesses solve hard problems. That's pretty much what I do. Who knows what a business attorney does? Business lawyer, anyone knows what a business lawyer does? Big stab, don't be shy.
I think like when in court.
Yes, that's one thing that we do. What else? All right, does anyone know what a first impression is? the first impression?
I think that first impression is like when you like first go to like a job or like an interview and like the way you present yourself in. And then
Yes.
they like, based on that, they're like, oh, she's a nice person, or she's that.
Okay, and so you go, you interview, oh, she's a nice person. You know, what makes someone think you're a nice person? Okay, or so you have presence, eye contact, what else? Attitude, what's that mean? Okay, so if I came up here, yo, I'm DK Smith, I don't even want to be here. Why am I here? Is that a good tone, bad tone? Is that a good tone? What makes it a bad tone? So great point, right? So when I'm with my friends or something, maybe I can say, hey, yo, what up? You know, what's going on, right? Because it's an informal situation. But when you're in the business world, you kind of want to talk more professional. Okay, articulation's key. Enunciation, you all understand what I'm talking about. I'm not talking so fast you can't hear me, but I'm very slow and purposeful when I talk, right? Now the challenge is, how do you remember that and do that when you're first day and you're the youngest one there, or you may be the only black or brown person there, or maybe the only woman in the room? How do you still keep composed? How do you not get so nervous where you tense up and maybe you don't enunciate? Maybe you get a little nervous. Right? So how would you combat that? Right? How do you make yourself feel more comfortable in a room where people may not look like you? Give me some idea. Because the goal for all of you all is to present your best self, right? Because you only get a first impression one time. The good thing is you get a first impression to meet your people, right? So the person that interviews you may not be your manager. The person that you work with every day may not be your direct manager. The person that you may have to present to, they may see you for the first time and only see you one time in the summer, right? So the good thing is, like, yeah, you get more at bats. The sort of the shaky thing is you kind of have to always try to present your best self, right? And that's called consistency, right? So you want to be able to manage your impression consistently. About now, transition into what to wear at the workplace, all right? Does anyone know the difference between business casual and business formal? All right, it's kind of a trick question because it depends. Right? So it really depends on the culture of the job. It depends on the culture of the organization. Some people say business casual is what I have on. Right? Some people say, okay, business casual is a full suit, no tie. Or some people may say business casual is jeans and maybe a button up or something, or a nice blouse if you're a woman, right? So I like to say, one of the first things you need to do when you all enter these new organizations is figure out the culture, right? Figure out the cultural norms, understand how everyone else is dressing, right? Because you don't want to come in on Friday in a suit and everyone else is, dressed up in jeans and flip-flops or something. So you want to sort of learn how to fit in, right? But don't conform so much where you're not. All right, so Gabby, let's say I'm your manager, all right? I'm your manager, and I just saw you walk in with the big super gold chain and big diamond, rings and whatnot, and I pull you to the side, right? And I say, hey, what you're wearing may not be, the best fit for this company right now, and would you mind, removing some insurance? What would you say?
No.
Why not?
I feel I feel like always
Like glasses. I don't. You sure shouldn't wear your glasses here because I don't think that glasses are appropriate. What do you say? You do the same? And I'll say, you know what? Just go get some contacts. What would you say? Why? And so now you'd ask why, right? And I would say, okay, well, because we have we don't really have a policy for glasses. We prefer contacts. What would you say? And so I say all this to say it's interaction because sometimes people there's a fine line between, sort of what you bring to work and the culture you bring to work, and then the work culture, and there's a gray area between. And because you may get pulled to the side of something you think is okay, but the workplace may not think it's okay, but you think you're right in the workplace. And so now it's like, okay, how do you, quote unquote, conform to the workplace, but still be yourself, right? And that's a really big challenge, right? Because you're like, I like my glasses, I don't want to wear contacts. I like your glasses, I think they're cool, but not everyone does, right? And that's obviously a silly example, right, of glasses and contacts, but, imagine if it's, oh, hey, you have an afro, or hey, you have, I don't like the way you wear your hair down, or something like that, right? And that's happening more and more and more, and, it's important for everyone in this room right now to be able to speak up, right? And ask questions. Ask questions. Hey, why don't you like my glasses? Why don't you like my contacts? Why don't you like my big gold chain? Now I understand why you like the gold chain, right? but so, and understanding and aligning early with your manager. What are the norms here? How do people dress on casual Friday? What is appropriate, right? And finding that mentor, that champion for you in the workplace that you can feel and be comfortable. Like, ooh, I'm thinking of wearing this dress. Is this okay? Or I want to wear these cool shoes. Is this okay? And finding someone who you can go to and trust in an organization, right? And I think it's important. Give me some ideas and ways about how you all would. Perfect segue. Lunch break, coffee break, anything. What you all want to do, you want to make sure that, hey, I'm happy to be here. Hey, I'm dressing appropriately. Hey, I want to figure out, what are the cultural norms? How can I fit in? What can I do to be the very best of me and show up every single day, right? And you do that by asking questions, finding someone who has similar interests as you, right? And the way you find that kind of person is by going on lunch, right? Hey, you know what? Do you mind let's grab lunch. Let's grab coffee. Can we do a coffee break? Because that is called, networking. Everyone knows networking. And all it is just trying to find friends. That's it. You go to your boss, go to your boss's boss, go to your boss's boss, and say, hey, you know what? I'd love to spend 15 minutes and pick your brain. Right? Do you mind having coffee? Right? It sounds very easy, but it is a little intimidating. I face that, right? In some workplaces I've been in, there's a person that he's in the office maybe once a month, right? For me, I want to meet this person, right? I want to meet this one. Who is this one who's in the office once a month, doing all these deals, and really successful? I want to know, how are they so successful? And no one else can reach them, but guess what? I work at their company, and I have access to their secretary, and I have access to their calendar, so therefore, I want to get on their calendar. Now, I think after my first internship I started in maybe May, I got an invitation. I asked the person's secretary, hey, can I meet with her, this summer? She said, her first opening is, August 19th. I'm like, well, I won't even be here August 19th. And so, but then I came again, asked, I told her why I wanted to meet with her. And now she made some room, right, for July. Right? She found a way to fit me into her calendar because she cared that I cared. Right? I was the youngest one there. I was, the intern, or she didn't have to meet with me. But I say all this to say, your boss's 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 boss is really interested in meeting you, and the only way that's going to happen is if you all take the initiative to do that. Yeah, so tonight I'm going to meet with Domity, and it's his birthday, so we're gonna go hang out, grab a drink, say what's up, have a little fun, and then early tomorrow morning I'm meeting with Warren. Warren is one of the top executives at JP Morgan in their big data and artificial intelligence units, and we talk very often, and we have something called a mastermind group where we get together and we enrich each other's ideas, and we critique each other's ideas and provide feedback, and we keep each other accountable. I actually recommend everyone have a mastermind group, because if you have someone that is willing to provide you feedback, critique your ideas, and really sharpen you, that's gold, right? There's a lot of fluff that goes on in this world. There's a lot of people that will tell you have a good idea, but who's really going to challenge you? Who's really going to give you pushback? Who's really going to make sure that you are on top of your game and you're accountable? Get a mastermind group. And so meeting with Warren for that, about 4 or 5 hours co-working. Then after that I have some meetings at NYU. What else? And then I'm doing some me work, right? I need to actually go sit down and do about 6 hours of work, probably go to the gym. And then I'm up early Wednesday morning, I'm up early meeting with one of these startups at NYU. His name's Riley, great guy from the South Side. So NYU Law is launching a venture capital fund. I'm a mentor for that fund, and so I'm meeting with one of the quote-unquote mentees Wednesday, and then right after that, I jet from lunch with Riley, get on a plane to Miami, and then I'm going straight to an incubator and accelerator that's sponsored by the Serbian Chamber of Commerce, and I'm a mentor for them too. So I'm helping their startups develop business plans, roadmaps, and think about how they can enhance their business strategy to attract more capital and create a much better, more viable business. Yeah, I'm doing that for Wednesday night and all of Thursday, and then Friday is the pitch, so I get to listen to the pitch and judge them. So I'm excited for that. Yeah, so we just got done talking to a group of high school students about how to succeed during their first internship. They'll be interning this summer for about 6 to 8 weeks. It's pretty cool. A lot of the things I talked to them about can actually be applied to adults, be applied to 40-year-olds, 50-year-olds, middle managers. Basic things that not every professional knows, but it's applicable from 16 to 50, or more. Tune in next time. See ya.